Hello and welcome. I'm Liam Bastick, and on behalf of Some Product, Microsoft, the MVPs, and other technology experts, welcome to Excel Virtually Global 2025. And remember, it's for charity. Now, you may have looked around our website already, but I'm not sure whether you've noticed all the words. So let me take a moment to run a few past you. Microsoft's most valuable professionals, or MVPs, are technology experts who passionately share their knowledge with the community. They're always on the bleeding edge and have an unstoppable urge to get their hands on new, exciting technologies. This virtual conference, now in its 11th year, presents Excel, Data Platform, and PowerPoint MVPs together with other acknowledged experts from Microsoft and/or around the globe to present, answer questions, and demonstrate the future of Excel and how it will make your life easier, both personally and professionally. Now, most sessions will be recorded, so you may watch them later with downloads aplenty. There's no medals for staying up to watch the entire event live. So from your favourite chair, bring a laptop, an inquisitive mind, and your sense of humour, and be prepared to learn heaps. And remember, it's for charity. Now, the presenters have all kindly donated their time to make this as informative and entertaining an event as possible. Therefore, we would be grateful if you could make a donation to a charity of your choice and advise us in US dollars of how much you've pledged, as we'd love to keep track and keep you updated. Now, this is an honesty thing. Whatever you do, it will simply be between you and your conscience. Let us know. So, if you would like to tell us what you've actually donated, please could you use the QR code on screen now or type in the bit.ly link at the bottom, remembering it's case sensitive, and that's bit.ly, bit.ly /EVG2025 charity. Thanks for listening and enjoy Excel Virtually Global 2025.
All right, so back to the next session, we had Ilgar return for his second session. So he returned to explore one of Power BI mod intriguing DAX function earlier and how it can be used for enhance the client segmentation and classification. So as a Microsoft MVP in Power BI and Microsoft 365, Ilgar brings over 2 decades of experience in data analytics, financial modeling, and business intelligence. He's passionate about transforming raw data into meaningful insight and continue to share that passion through his work at Some Product, his community initiatives like My Data Summit, and his leadership in financial modeling World Cup as a Bayesian chapter. In this session, Ilgar will demonstrate how mastering the earlier function can unlock new ways to analyze client data, distinguish between old and new client, and improving reporting and forecasting efficiency. Okay, I will handle the share to you now, Ilgar.
Thank you very much. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Maybe the order is not correct, but anyway, it's understandable. Thank you very much for giving me for the second time to deliver speech in English. My first session was in Russian, and it was about ABC analysis and segmentation. Now, in this session, I'm just going to talk about leveraging the earlier function for enhanced client classification. So I will use earlier function mainly, and I will try to define our clients into groups like what customers are our constant ones or old ones, in other words, and what customers are our new ones. So I will try to analyze our sales just to find the portion of sales that completed by our, say, client segmentation. Okay, now for this demo purpose, just a minute. For this demo purpose, I'm just going to use a simple Excel file where we can find the necessary. Just let me share my screen. The necessary file about about the data set that we are going to use in this demonstration. So let's pay attention to the worksheet. So here I have my D stores, right? And here you can find all the necessary info about our stores like store names, store IDs, in which city they are located, latitude, longitude, so on and so forth. By the way, all these cities are located in Azerbaijan, land of fire. And the next worksheet shows us
You
the
share the
info.
screen. Had you share the
Okay.
screen?
Sorry, it was my bad. Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, I hope my screen is visible right now. Actually,
Mhm.
I don't think that we have missed a lot, but the main thing here is our Excel worksheet. So we have our these stores. Just pay attention, and here we can find our store IDs, store names, cities, and other information. And then we have the products. This is also another dimensional table where all the necessary info related to product can be found, like product names, brands, subcategory, category, size, so on and so forth. And there are roughly 340 unique products. And then we have our customers. Just for your info, not all the customers have been registered. Uh, but anyway, this is the list of our customers. In next minutes, you will understand why I mentioned that not all our customers have been registered. And then we have three just fact tables. The first one is F sales, where all business activities like sales are occurring, are happening. And then we have F purchasing, where we are dealing with purchasing. And then we have F expenses, where all the expenses have been can be found, right? Then we have sales plan. Here we can find sales plan for every month and every year for every store. Last but not least, we have the currency H and the currency F. These are related to ratios, uh, euro to US dollars. In my next third session, I will be talking about it, and this will be understood in next session why we are using this one. So this is all the necessary info about my data set that I'm just going to, use here. We can just, we can close this Excel worksheet. Now I'm going to open my Power BI desktop file, I hope, and strongly believe that this is visible. Okay. And this is my total sales by year and month, right? This is my visual. And my manager wants to see what portion or what part of each column is for constant or old clients, customers, and which part or portion is, done by new customers. So what's the rule of defining new and constant, say, or continuous customers? So if customer for the first time makes shopping, this is new customer, right? Or maybe customer have done more than one time shopping. But if the difference between current, last, and the previous shopping dates is more than 365 days, then this customer is also considered as a new customer. But if customer has made shopping more than one time in the time frame, or in other words, if the difference between last shopping date and previous shopping date is less than or equal to 365 days, in this case, this customer is considered as a constant one. So these are our rules. Now we know our rules. We have the necessary info about our data set. We can solve the problem that has been identified or has been required by our manager. So we go to table view. Just a minute. We go to table view. We go to table view, and here we find our D. We select our D product. We select our F sales. fact table. So the next step is just adding one new column. In other words, calculated column, right? So here, the aim, our aim is just find the, the first shopping date on for each customer. So to do it, let's add one new column, and we say first shopping date equals, actually here we can use minimum function. So we say f sales date, and closing parenthesis, enter. So let's pay attention. First of all, let's change the formatting here. Let's start with date. Let me change this format. It will be like this one. And then I'm going to change this time, and it's going to be time. And it's okay, it's okay. And then we have this one. It's also going to be like this. Okay, and let's change also first shopping date format. And let's change it into date. And here we are going to have this one, right? Okay, perfect. But just pay attention. For better demonstration, first of all, let's select one customer. These are our customers. So let's go on with customer one, right? And if you pay attention, here we have 1st of January 2016. But this customer one has made shopping for 2 times. First time on 5th of January in 2018, and second time 11th of June in 2018. Now here we can make it, we can sort it in an ascending order, okay, for better display, demonstration. And this is not correct. Actually, this is correct. This is the date for the first time when our customers performed their first shopping, right? But we are interested in this date. Actually, in these cases, so what can we do? We can add, say, a calculate function here, and we can close this one. To be honest, in some cases, calculate function should work. But unfortunately, calculate function doesn't work, and it says that a circular dependency was detected. So solve this problem. We are going to add, or we are going to use filter function, and filter function will help us solve this issue. How? Let's see. I'm going to delete the last closing parentheses and say comma, and I'm going to use filter, right? For table, I will be use my F sales fact table, comma. For filter expression, I'm going to say customer, F sales customer equals between double quotes, customer one. As I have selected customer one, now manually I can add this customer one, and I can commit this one. Press on enter. So let me change the format, right? And okay, that's perfect. We get the first shopping date on behalf of customer. This is perfect. However, if we change the customer, let's go on with the customer number 10. It still shows us the first shopping date of customer one, which is not correct. So it means that here we have to make this customer selection, customer one, dynamic. This is our first criteria, first condition. So how can we do it? Okay, we can do it using earlier function, and let's apply it. So here, what I say that F says customer equals to, let's add earlier function, and for column name, I'm just going to select customer. I mean F sales customer. I hope everything is okay with our say parentheses. Say enter. Oh, let's see. Let's change. It's very bad that every time we need to change the format, but it works. Just pay attention. For example, 21st of January 2017 is the first day that customer 10 has made his shopping. Let's change customer 10 to customer 1 and we get the correct answer. It is 5th of January 2018. That's the first shopping date on behalf of customer 1. Okay. That's okay. But let's remember our rules, right? So our rules is that, for example, if we talk on behalf of this customer 1, we say that the difference between last date of shopping and previous date of shopping. So we are interested in is. So it means that we have to find the difference between this one and this one. If there are, let's say that more than, say, 2 shopping dates, this formula for calculate column will not work perfectly. So what we do, actually, we make very simple change. So we change minimum to maximum. This is our first change, and it will give us the correct answer. The previous shopping date from the last one, right? And here also we are going to add one more, criteria or condition. What condition? We say that this previous shopping date must be less than the last one, right? So it means that here, after this one, we are going to we're going to add double, say ampersand for and condition, and we say that date F sales date F sales date must be less than, here I'm going to use once again earlier function, and I say that F sales date. And let's see, I hope there is no issue with, I hope we have to add, let me close this one. And now it's okay. Let's click on this one. Okay, that's perfect. This is what we were planning to get, right? So here we see that really this is the previous shopping date from the last shopping date. So that's okay. So till now we are doing great job. And of course, if we change customer 1 to customer 10, we will be sure of it. That's perfect. And let's go back to customer 1, right? So that's okay. However, actually, this is okay for now. What I would like to also tell you is that we see now we get the last and previous shopping dates. So it gives an opportunity to find the difference between these two dates. And we can use dative function, legacy function, just to solve this issue. So we say that, let's add one more calculated column. And we say that the difference between last two shopping dates. Actually, this is the very long name, but from a naming convention point of view perspective, it's good because we understand what the subject is here. So I'm going to use date div function, and for date 1, I'm going to use my previous shopping date. By the way, now just let me delete it here. If you pay attention, would be great to change this first shopping date into the previous one. because as I mentioned, from a naming convention perspective, it's good. So let's add once again new column, and we say that the difference between two last two, say last two shopping dates. Okay, we can make it also shorter, doesn't matter. So let's say date div, and for date one, we are going to use our previous, shopping date. And for date two, I'm just going to use F sales date, right? Comma. And for interval, I'm interested in days because all my rules have been given in days. And closing parentheses, say commit, and thus we get 157, which is perfect. So based on our rules, we can say that customer one is our constant or continuous or old client, right? So now the next step is adding one more new column, and where we identify our customer. We say it's either constant or new customer or client. Customer. Let's go on with customer. So here we simply are going to use if function. I say if a new line, I'm just going to say that date div. Now the difference, I hope it will give us, yes, if the difference is less than or equal to 365, in this case, it's going to be constant, right? Or continuous. Otherwise, it's going to be new, right? And we can close the parentheses, right? So let me click on it. Oh, we got this one. Yeah, this is our constant one. But let's pay attention to one stuff. If you pay attention, or if when we see that customer one for the first time made his shopping, it was 5th of January 2018, right? So here, let me activate my Zoom It. Zoom It is a great, presentation tool. If you pay attention here, for this time, customer one is our, for us is a new customer, right? But starting with this date or this date, it's going to be our second, constant or old client. Why? Because the difference between, these two dates is in the frame of 365. That's the purpose. So it means that we have to complete our formula. So let's complete it then. So how can we complete it? We can add, one more condition. Or actually, before adding one more condition, we can actually solve this issue a little bit later. But here, I would like to also talk about blank clients. If you remember, I mentioned that not every client has been registered. They are not using a discount card. So these are blank customers, and the info or data related to blank customers will have some problems with, data analysis. So this is the case that we have to consider, right? So first, let's solve this issue, and then we'll come back here, right? So if I select, these blank ones, let's select it. What do we see? We see that for the first date, on behalf of unregistered client, we see that these are, just a constant, right? Or sorry. Okay. And we see everywhere constant or something different, right? So now it's also not correct. So let me go back to my customer one, and then I will back to my black customers. So I have to solve this issue. So what I'm just going to do, I'm going to add here one more criteria, one more condition, where I'm saying double ampersand and say the difference, this one could be greater than, 0, right? I hope it will make sense. Oh, that's so perfect. So now we got the necessary answer, right? So it means that, yeah, that's really, really good. So for the first shopping date, the customer one was our new client or new customer, but for 11th of June, it was constant due to this difference. Perfect. Now it's time to choose, blank customers. Let me choose this one. Something not good. For example, on behalf of unregistered, customers, right? For the first time, they are for us new client or customer, and then they became our constant ones. So how to solve this issue? Let me select this difference. Here, I'm just going to add one more if function. I say that if, this time I'm saying that if customer, F says customer, different than blank, right? Comma, then let me add one more, closing parenthesis. That's so perfect, really. Now, we don't see anything. All is blank because it doesn't make sense, really. Now, we have completed all our calculations. But what I would like to tell you, I remember from Matt Allington, who was a Power BI guru from Australia, he was saying that using, calculate columns is not always good. Imagine that you have millions of rows. It will have, a negative impact on your data set. But if you need to use it, then use it. And in this case, for this kind of calculation, so it's better to use Euler function. Now everything is, completed in the back end. So what can we do? We are going to our canvas. Okay, we select this chart. Perfect. And now let me select this field one. And here to legend, I'm going to add my constant or new clients, right? Yes, so I see my blank customers, my constant customers, and my new customers. It's not something good. The first step is to change this chart. Let's go on with stacked column chart. Now it makes a little bit sense. However, we are not interested in blank customers. So it means that I can change it to, I can filter this one. So here I say that select all and unselect blank. Now it makes much more sense, right? And we can change also here the, colors. So let's do it also. Let me select this pane. I'm going to select columns, and here I can, select series new, and let me go on with this color. I think it's much more better. Actually, the next step is can be adding data labels. For example, we can add our data labels, and let's say that it's going to be vertical. Okay, not so good. Let me, and we can make, decrease the size, so on and so forth, but I'm not going to add for now. Let me disable this one. For this kind of calculations, the better way is to use other chart type. I think this one, and stacked column chart, and we have cluster column chart, and we have this one, and also we have 100 stacked column chart. And this is really, really very good. And we see that, for example, even when we started to do our business in January 2016, we had some, constant customers. We pay attention that our constant customers are not so big. So it would be better to change the places. We can also do it using some tags, so on and so forth. But however, what I offer you is, just to click on this ellipsis to select sort legend. For example, we can say sort ascending, or let's select, descending. I think this makes much more sense. Now we understand that these are our clients, and it makes us to make some analysis. Why, for example, in what months we have more continuous clients, and what's the reason that in other months, for example, in September 2017, we had, less, constant clients. So last step is just, here we have percentages, and we can still add these percentages here, and we'll see, let me make it bigger. We'll see the necessary analysis, thanking to, using earlier function and identification of our, say, clientele, customer segmentation. So here, I'm just going to stop sharing my video. That was all about from my side related to this topic. And let me go back to my say okay. Actually, Sam will give the necessary info. Okay,
Okay,
Sam, go.
sorry,
Yeah.
just say.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ilgar, for that presentation. That's quite interesting. Um, so how you think about reusing the earlier function compared to newer alternative like VAR, the VAR, or nested calculate in terms of readability or performance?
Once again, can I have your question, please?
How does the earlier function compare to newer alternative like var, nested, calculated in terms of readability and performance?
Got it. Yeah, got it. Once again, just let's keep it in our mind. It's not better to apply calculated columns, as Matt Allington says or said, right? But if we need it, we have to apply, right? So earlier function works well in calculated columns, but it's harder to read and debug. And using variables var with calculate is clearer and flexible for both measures and columns and performs equally or better. So, and also we can use some modern functions like offset or index, and this function helps us for readability. But once again, I went with, earlier function, which I found good for, small data set.
Mhm.
That's my answer, Sam.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any? Can you share a real world example where you using earlier function significantly improve segmentation or classification?
Okay. Actually, in my demonstration, of course, in my demonstration, I showed or displayed or demonstrated how to identify, segmentation, right? So using earlier function. If we let me, okay. I hope is my screen visible or not?
No, not yet. Can you
No. Okay.
reshare?
Yeah. Okay. Let me share my screen. So if we go back to our table view, just almost everywhere, actually not here. For example, here, pardon. So, I mean, For identifying the previous shopping date, I have used, the earlier function, and everything. The story starts from here.
Mhm.
So, and this is the best example that we can use. I mean, to understand the meaning of, say, earlier function and its importance. And it's really, really very useful in the case of identifying our new active or churned, clients. It's really, really very useful. By the way, my background is coming from retail, and I have worked in world-known companies like Debenhams. Actually, Debenhams is closed now. It's an English department. It was an English department. Then LC by KK, so on and so forth, in different countries, in Russia, in Azerbaijan. And I understand the importance of clientele, so customers. So if you have continuous customers, you are the best. So this is the main thing, to keep your customers, active. So from this point of view, and yeah, I mean, this kind of analysis is very important, and here we used earlier, which helped us more.
Mhm.
And I see there are one more question, if I'm not mistaken. Now I
Yeah.
paid attention to, yeah, for those learning docs, what's the best way to build an intuitive understanding of raw and filter context before working with earlier? That's really a very good question. I will share my, experience.
Mhm.
Uh, I learned, although I'm Power BI MVP, um, I have learned Power BI from different instructors, from instructors who are living in Ukraine, in Pakistan, in England, so on and so forth, in Russia even. You know, um, Power BI when you understand the raw context. And if you understand the raw context, it means that you can use DAX. It's my opinion, or filter context. And from this point of view, if you ask somebody to explain your calculate function, uh, maybe they will not have the direct answer. But my instructors were telling me that, if you don't know from where to start, just start with, calculate. It will help you. And really, this is very important. And also, if, um, so if you understand the raw or filter context, then it means that you will be able to write very good DAX formulas. So, and earlier in this case is very important in raw context. From raw context perspective point of view. So this was my answer, Sam.
Yeah. Thank you, Ilgar. Yeah, that was interesting share and Q&A. If
Thank you.
anyone in the audience you still had question for Ilgar, feel free to drop it in the Q&A section here. Just email Ilgar directly later on.